Woo! Hi, everyone. So good to see you all. Could we please start the presentation? Something is happening. Yeah, let's see. There it is. All right, hello and welcome, everyone. I am honored and very excited to welcome you all to the celebration of the IFLA James Bennett Public Library of the Year Award 2026. My name is Jakob Gillois-Lerkes. I'm a standing committee member of the IFLA Library Design Section and chairman of the jury for the Public Library of the Year Award. First of all, I'd like to extend a warm welcome and a thank you to our new prize sponsor, James Bennett, who has stepped in and is already an invaluable partner. Secondly, I want to express a huge thanks to the jury. They all put in a lot of effort in reviewing and going through the incoming applications and looking at fantastic libraries. Your work and commitment to the prize are really appreciated. Please give them all a hand. The IFLA James Bennett Public Library of the Year Award is presented by James Bennett, IFLA, the section's library design, metropolitan libraries and public libraries, with the common aim of honoring great new public libraries. The award has existed since 2014 and is presented to a brand new library somewhere in the world that has best managed to combine open, sustainable, and functional architecture with creative IT solutions and has included both digital developments and local culture. And one of the examples of great technology was Beijing Library that you'll see behind me. That really impressed me when they won. From the beginning, we have witnessed a constant development, curiosity, and transformation of what a library can be. How larger trends within architecture and the built environment combined with the idea of a library as a welcoming and open, safe space for play, wonder and reading, education, and learning continuously change the way we look at library buildings, what services they are providing and should be providing in the future. The IFLA Systematic Public Library of the Year Award is all about celebrating role models. Libraries are some of the world's most visited institutions. This award gives a unique platform to highlight role models, spread awareness of the impact of great libraries, and reward societies for investing in their libraries. Being shortlisted is an achievement in itself. Each year, the jury receives so many great and inspiring applications from new libraries all over the world. The task of narrowing the field is always challenging, and to us, the jury, being in the running for this award is something to be very, very proud of. In an ever-changing world, we need to build and design differently, and we need to rethink our services and ways of interacting with the library users in these new buildings. It is not just the libraries and the buildings and the interior that is in transition. We see more and more library planners thinking outside of the box and creating interesting and surprising takes on how libraries can be part of the city space or how a library can draw people inside through attractive outside spaces. And this picture behind me is actually from Korea. And this is during the great disaster, the epidemic, where libraries moved outside simply because we couldn't be inside buildings. Looking at the application for this year's award, it is clear that such agendas as sustainability and reducing CO2, technical innovation within services and solutions, as well as seeing the new library building as a vital driver within community development are all key components within new library buildings. This year's shortlisted libraries. The shortlisted libraries for the IFLA James Bennett Public Library of the Year Award 2026 all take on these agendas and make them into something new, inspiring and refreshing. From transforming existing buildings, making creative and welcoming solutions inside and out, doing impressive community engagement throughout the building processes, to new and innovative technology solutions with a lot of wow factor. The jury is really in awe of all 4 libraries. And now it is time to give the stage to this year's nominated libraries, all 4 in the running of becoming Public Library of the Year. I needed that, sorry. They are Library Plus Caloundra from the Sunshine Coast in Australia. The Mesa Gateway Library, yeah, give them a hand. The Mesa Gateway Library from Arizona, United States. The West Las Vegas Library from Las Vegas, United States. And the Xiong'an Library from Hebei Province, China. And now here to introduce the first shortlisted library is Tommy Lichio, Chair of the IFLA Metropolitan Library Section. Please come to the stage.
Good afternoon. Hyvää iltapäivää. Library Plus Caloundra, designed by Wilson Architects, stands out as a strong and visionary demonstration of how skillful adaptive reuse can transform a vacant 1990s civic structure into a high-performing, state-of-the-art civic hub and community asset. The design integrates new transparency, balancing solar performance with visual connections, allowing the library's activity to project outward and invite community participation. The prize jury, in this case, was particularly impressed by how the existing building has been completely transformed into a vibrant and inclusive new library with inspiring facilities both inside and outside. It is an impressive inspiration on how strategic reuse of an existing structure can deliver inclusive and sustainable social infrastructure. Library Plus Caloundra is presented here on stage through video material and by Jane Stronach, who is the library coordinator of Sunshine Coast. Jane.
Hello, I'm Jane Stronach, Sunshine Coast Libraries Coordinator from Sunshine Coast Council in Queensland, Australia. Welcome to Library Plus Caloundra, a world-class facility, and I will now play the video.
The architecture serves as an expression of the regional landscape. The interior design of the stories mirror the journey from ground to canopy to sky. The elevated concrete entry with its raised garden sort of mimics the eroded form of Bribie Island. Hello, my name is Philip Lucan. I'm from Wilson Architects. I was the project architect on Library Plus building.
I'm Jane Stronach and I'm the Library Coordinator for Sunshine Coast Libraries. My name is Toby Gardner, and I'm a library user at Library Plus in Caloundra.
The task that we faced was to transform this underperforming and inward-focused council office building into a space that honours the community, fosters creativity and brings people together. So by stripping it back and opening it up, it's enabled it to have a completely different relationship with the public and give it a second life.
It reminds you from where you came. Heaven knows that you found peace every day.
My first impression of the library is it didn't feel like a library I've ever been to.
We focused on creating a welcoming space that belongs to the community and has a very strong community connection. It was really important that we looked at all the functions and operations of the building and ensured that the building supported them and made the space feel like the community owned it.
Just kind of going to the different floors and different areas, it was very clear to me that this was more of a kind of a community hub, something for everyone.
The other key design element is the extension to the east, which engages with Bilvin Artists Park. So the views from inside to the trees enable you to orientate yourself in the building and remain connected with nature as you rise through the stories. We actually 3D scanned the fig trees and brought them into our model just to be able to tune our building to sit with the canopy comfortably. We're very proud that Library Plus is a 6-star Green Star building. The decision to retain the existing structure was a significant component of that. And sustainability makes economic sense as well. For example, super efficient mechanical plant, the solar array, the battery bank, all of these features have enabled us to save almost half the energy that the building was previously using. A reduction of 48% in energy use from pre-renovation to post-renovation.
The building has a diverse range of spaces. Spaces for children to actively engage in play and reading, the lovely foyer area, as well as social spaces where people can sit and relax and connect with each other. There are high-quality digital studios which can be used for podcasting and filmmaking. These can be used together or separately. There is an exhibition space with a fully equipped makerspace used by local artists and makers. There is a beautiful breakout meeting space that looks out onto the canopy with access to open air.
I think if you asked a dozen people what they liked about the library, what they use it for, you get a dozen different reasons, partly because it's been so well designed and thought through. If you're a parent with young kids, this is the library for you. If you're a social retiree, this is the library for you. If you're someone who likes to work remotely, this is the library for you.
Right here, right now.
On the top floor, we have meeting rooms and venue spaces. And then we have the old chambers, which was once the meeting room for the council. This one will host up to 100 people at a time. We have the beautiful Canarwan room, which you can sit in and look out at the tree canopy. We are able to connect much broader than we were before and connect with many more people in the community.
One of the things I think that's particularly notable or special about this library is this feeling of community and care. Certainly the moment you walk in the door, you're greeted by the concierge like Jason, or you come in here and the librarians are so helpful and really professional and great all the time. It really is a community hub.
Thank you. This project is a benchmark for future social infrastructure development in a fast-growing region like Caloundra. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, sea and culture. I pay my respects to their elders past and present. For thousands of years, the local people, the Kabi Kabi, Gubbi Gubbi people, have lived and raised their families and shared their knowledge of culture on the coastal plains of the Sunshine Coast. The Sunshine Coast is located approximately an hour's drive north of Brisbane in Queensland, and Caloundra is a key urban growth area for the council. Caloundra sits at the southern end of the Sunshine Coast. The current population is approximately 392,000 and expected to grow to 540,000 by 2046. In 6 years' time, the region will be hosting the Olympic Games events. We have a beautiful, lovely temperate climate with an average winter temperature of 21 degrees and a summer temperature of 28 degrees. Queenslanders thrive in the outdoors, and it is essential that buildings integrate with the surrounding environment. In 2017, Sunshine Coast Council endorsed Caloundra Community and Creative Hub Master Plan. Library Plus was planned as an integrated community facility and as the key anchor and activator of the space, drawing the community into the area. The old Caloundra administration building was dated and very tired, and the old library was no longer fit for purpose, with no capacity for growth or meeting the needs of the growing community. The project converted an underperforming 1990s drab administrative building into a high-value piece of social infrastructure. The design response focused on creating a building with transparency and connection, reflecting the connection to both the regions and also the outdoors. It also aimed to open up the existing building to the Bill Bernardus Park and bring the landscape into the library and increase accessibility and visual connection to activity in the library, encouraging use and ownership of the space. The high traffic areas, like the gallery and the tiered seating, were strategically positioned to draw the community in. Quiet functions were moved to the perimeter to capture the natural, beautiful light. The living room philosophy is central to the design, ensuring the building functions as an inclusive third space that is physically and culturally accessible to all members. Repurposing the existing structure was the most environmentally responsible option, significantly reducing construction waste. This approach extended the building's life by another 30 years. The design focused on energy efficiency, water conservation, and long-term operational efficiency, locating multiple council services in one facility reduced duplication, optimised space utilisation. The Library Plus model has also allowed for the reimagination of the services with the provision of new spaces. The Library Plus has a range of flexible, purpose-built spaces that provide multiple pathways to education and community participation. Programming and learning opportunities have significantly been transformed. The new spaces accommodating different learning styles, including individual study, group learning, and one-on-one mentoring. Our programming attendance has increased significantly. Rhyme time and story time sessions have more than doubled. The dedicated children's library fosters learning through play and also features a much-loved STEM wall and play spaces that are adjacent to the indoor and outdoor family areas. And there's also spaces for reading and quiet connection. Library Plus serves as a centre for participation, creativity and shared experiences beyond just information access. Artist-led installations combining creativity and making with digitisation of community spaces. Community engagement was embedded throughout the design, the delivery of Library Plus Caloundra, shaping both the building, the service, and the ongoing operations. The community had strong emotional connections to the old building, and key visual elements were retained, including the butterfly roof, the large expanse of windows, and the old council chambers. Most importantly for the community was the retention of the very large trees in the park, and that ensured that we retained that connection of the outdoor lounge and canopy meeting spaces. Engagement has continued beyond consultation to active collaboration, particularly through creative projects that involve artists, writers, technologists, and community members. Artists and community collaborations inform the design of Flutter, an interactive digital projection and large public installation. Ongoing artists in residence invite the community to learn and participate in ongoing activities. The community has embraced Library Plus. Rhyme time is now delivered 4 times a week, when previously it was only once. Library Plus Caloundra saw an 82% increase in visits and a 137% increase in program attendance. The daily attendance is around 1,200 to 1,400 people, which is well over double the old library. The community is really proud of Library Plus Caloundra, and it reflects the vision of Sunshine Coast Council and Wilson Architects in creating a facility that welcomes and is embraced by the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give her a very big hand. We were incredibly impressed by the reuse of this building, and it connects the inside and the outside, and the jury was just awed by it. Please welcome on stage Philip Kent, Chair of the Library Design Section, here on stage to introduce the next shortlisted library. Welcome, Philip.
Thanks. Thanks, Jacob. Good afternoon, everyone. The Memis Gateway Library, designed by Richard Kennedy Architects, stands out as an inspiring and forward-thinking take on what a great library could be. A community hub, a shared space, a place for reading and innovation. Its pleated roof draws one in, creating a protective canopy in the Arizona desert landscape that links distinct program areas and creates a welcoming civic refuge inside and outside. The jury was particularly impressed by how the structure of the building speaks elegantly to the Arizona landscape. As a civic locus of resources where technology, sustainability, and cultural identity converge, Memis Gateway Library feels both refreshingly new and timelessly rooted in its landscape. Memis Gateway Library is presented here on stage through video material and presentations by Kevin Colden, Richard Kennedy Architects, and Polly Bennett, the Director of Memis Public Library. Please welcome them.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Colden. I'm an architect with Richard Kennedy Architects and the designer of Gateway Library, along with Polly Bennett, director of Mesa Public Library. We're excited to share how community priorities became architecture and how the building is supporting learning and belonging in our community. Please play the video. Growing up in Mesa, it was super exciting to get the call to be the designer for this beautiful project. The site where we are now was an agricultural area with cattle farming, and then later it was the GM proving grounds, so the track was literally underneath where the library is now. Originally, the site was going to be a 3-bay fire station, and then the city management made a great call that this was such a great location that it really needed to be a community building. When we were working with Dig Studio, the landscape architects, we really wanted to make sure that the library felt integrated to the park. One of the ways we did that was creating 3 entries to the library, which is sort of a unique aspect.
This is our first time building a library in Mesa in over 30 years, so it was so exciting to be a part of the design of the Library of the Future. We knew it needed to be a destination. We wanted it to be an anchor point in the community and kind of a beacon to the surrounding area, but we also wanted it to be a gateway to community connections.
The design of this library was inspired by the community, and one of the events that happens here in this community is a farmers market every weekend. So that market transformed the concept. We really wanted to have each program element has its own kiosk, if you will. So there's a large community room, smaller meeting rooms, grouped into volumes that read as a market stall. And each of these spaces is identified through color blocking to give it its own identity. The weathering steel was a distinct choice to blend in with the existing park that was built about 10 years ago. In this desert environment, it's very harsh, and having a material that can stand up to that heat is really important.
The windows into the space provides that transparency, but it also invites you in. We love.
Okay, that wasn't the end, but we will continue on as we go. Polly, would you like to share a few thoughts on the vision for the library?
Sure. Hello, my name is Polly Bennett, Library Director in Mesa, Arizona, and it is such a pleasure being here today and seeing the beautiful designs of new public libraries across the world. It's really incredible to hear common themes and what the library means in different communities and what it means in our own. So as I mentioned in the video, this is our first library that we were able to build in 30 years. To give you a little bit of context, our city is just over 520,000 people, and we had 3 full-service libraries prior to the Gateway Library opening. So needless to say, there was a big demand in an expanding city for library services. And one of the things when we received the news that this was a voter-approved project that we could look forward to, there was an outpouring of enthusiasm from the community. The first thing that we did is start to have town halls and visioning sessions. And it became clear that while our community expected traditional library services, they definitely wanted a space where there was a sense of belonging and a sense of place. In Mesa, particularly in the Gateway Library region, there were a lot of new families moving in, a lot of retirees, but people coming from different cities in the valley, different states, and there wasn't a connection point or really that anchor in the community that could provide that cultivation of a sense of belonging and sense of place. So that really went into the design of creating those community connections and that transparency into the building where it might invite you in, even if you didn't use libraries traditionally. Just the design of the building was so inviting and so unexpected that you were encouraged to use that space for different purposes, reflection, connection, and enjoyment of the facility itself. So I'm excited to share more of those visuals.
Yeah, and that engagement process produced direct architectural consequences. It meant allowing people to participate in various ways, and it gave us a clear challenge to create one shared civic space in which many people could still find a place of their own and create a vision to match that of the city. As Polly said, Mesa is the largest suburb in the United States, and it is in the Phoenix metro area in the Sonoran Desert. and Gateway Library serves a growing part of the city. The building needed to serve a community still developing its own identity. The library was planned as part of a larger neighborhood pattern rather than a standalone civic destination. The library within a park, the building had to act less as an object in the park and more like a connector between these uses. The library was conceived as a connector between daily community life and not an object sitting alone in its context. As we zoom in, the relationship became clear. All paths lead here. This is what shaped the building before the form did. There is no front or back to this building. Each building face responds to a real path from the neighborhood, multi-use plaza, park, and lake. The concept was derived from the reference to the community farm and weekly farmers market that happens every week in the park. Organizing ideas became an open civic market hall, one generous open room with many distinct destinations. Like an abstracted market hall, it is animated by the possibility and unexpected encounters. This typology is found across the world. We didn't reference a specific hall. Here are 2 examples. Hopefully I'll get to see Wangjang Market later this week. These prototypes were useful references for us because they combine a strong overall framework with many smaller active places inside that felt a helpful model for a contemporary library. The program became recognizable objects within the shared volume. Children's, teens, makerspace, reading, community groups all have their own space. The individual buildings read as simple rectangles for future reconfiguration. Community and maker spaces are visible, and the collections occupy the central area with an adult reading area in a quieter zone to the south overlooking the lake. The spaces in between the buildings are not leftover space. Program can spill out into adjacent courts during the shoulder seasons when it's not 48 degrees outside. You are always aware of the activities around you. That visibility helps people discover services they might not know that the library offers. Someone may come for one reason, but the building lets them see other ways to participate. This was where the market hall idea became less about form and more about behavior. The architecture supports both intentional and accidental participation. The building is unified without being uniform. Different ages, activities, and services remain distinct, but they all belong to one shared civic identity. The same openness is expressed from the outside through to the interior. The plaza entry and a lifted roof is a receptive porch, while the park side entry is brought down in scale to respond to the children coming from the adjacent school. These entries reinforce there is no secondary side to the library. Visitors should be able to see choices without already knowing exactly where they need to go. Moving into the library, the main service point has a strong relationship to the market hall. Staff can support visitors while remaining connected to the overall operations of the building. The goal was for the building to feel active without becoming chaotic. The ceiling geometry, acoustical absorption, and diffusion help make activities coexist. Conversation, study, reading, children's activities, making, and public events all can coexist. This is where the broader idea of the library as the third place became important. It is free and welcoming to all. Belonging can look different for different people. Some want active and social connection, others want quiet and enclosure, while some people just want to sit around with other people. For us, inclusion did not mean making every space the same. It meant giving people meaningful choices about how they participate. The building needed to support many ways of using the library at the same time. Not everyone uses the library in the same way. We wanted people to find their own place within the larger shared space. Planning for uncertainty was central. Collections, technology, programs, and community needs will change over time, but the building had to be specific in its planning without being overly prescriptive. Flexibility here is not empty, generic rooms, but a strong framework that can absorb change without losing the community's character. Staff can reconfigure and adapt programs, adjust furniture, and respond to community needs as they evolve. The makerspace is a clear example. We designed the place for it, but the community and the library programs give it content, context, change, and life over time. This is where community ownership begins. The planning and form sets up the framework, but the life of the building is completed by the librarians and the community. Ultimately, flexibility, ownership, and intentions. The real test is what happens when the doors open, and Polly will speak to how the library has impacted since opening.
Yeah, so the reception was incredible and beyond what we even expected. We knew that there was interest and there were a lot of questions. When is the library coming? When is the library coming? And at our groundbreaking ceremony, we had over 300 people. At a beam signing event, we had 900 plus. At our grand opening, we had over 6,000 people attend. And for a building that is 28,000 square feet, we were packed to the gills. Probably wasn't to code, but you know that was okay. Everyone was excited to be there. And here's a picture of the grand opening. But the one thing that we heard over and over again was how excited that our community felt that this was their library. It was a point of pride, and it was something that has become a part of everyday routine for some of our families or some of our seniors and residents in the neighborhood. But it's also drawn library users from outside of the city and beyond. There's interest to see the building for what it is and learn how the flexibility of space, how the technology that we used, how the intentional design and the opportunities for engagement and interaction, how that can help facilitate that community connection and the fostering of learning, curiosity, discovery that all libraries intend to help support and develop. And it's so important because it touches in many different ways, transformative ways, everyday life. So we are thrilled with the reception, but also look forward to the future of Mesa Public Library, and hopefully this is just the first in several more designs.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Polly and Kevin. We just love this library. It's beautiful and it connects the inside to the outside, and you should just go and look at it at one point and enjoy that library. All right, now here to introduce the third shortlisted library on stage is Jane Cowell, Chair of IFLA Public Library Section. Welcome, Jane.
Thanks, Jakob. It's my pleasure to introduce the West Las Vegas Library from Las Vegas, the United States. It was designed by KME architects Moody Nolan, and it's an inspiring role model for community engagement and for what it means to an area when investment is made in a really great library. We just heard how a community's pride can increase because their council, their municipality has invested in them. And this is certainly what it has meant to the West Las Vegas community. The West Las Vegas Library is celebrated as a vibrant two-story community centre for learning, creativity and connection for services now and for future generations. The prize jury was really impressed by the architectural concept of the library and the way it reflects and engages with the local community, the cultural heritage, and the urban context of the ever-evolving historic West Side. West Las Vegas Library is presented here on stage through video material and by John Vino, General Services Director of West Las Vegas Libraries, and Denitza Olsen, KME Architects.
Good evening. My name is John Vino. I am the General Services Director for the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. Presenting with me is Denitza Olsen from KME Architects. And we want to start by thanking IFLA for the great honor of representing our project here in Busan, South Korea, and also congratulate our other shortlisted fellow libraries. This was really a very special project for us. When most people think of Las Vegas, they imagine a city of dazzling neon lights or endless entertainment and iconic architecture, but there is a community that is just beyond the Las Vegas Strip that has endured generations of underinvestment and inequity. And our library aims to change that story, to fight the inequity and open doors to learning, creativity, and opportunities for the historic West Side. This video highlights the start of that journey. Yes, sir.
Please run the video.
Welcome to the new West Las Vegas Library, located in the historic West Side, a community shaped by segregation, resilience, and cultural achievement. From the beginning, this project was shaped by the voices of the historic West Side. Their stories guided us, their pride inspired us, their expectations challenged us to build something that honors the community's past and its hopes for the future.
This project was designed by KME Architects in partnership with Moody Nolan. With a placemaking philosophy and deep reverence for the historic West Side, the southern porch establishes the library's architectural identity and anchors the building to its surroundings. Rooted in the traditions of southern architecture, where the porch serves as a transitional space defined by prominent columns and deep overhangs, it had long symbolized welcome, gathering, storytelling, and neighborhood connections. A transparent grand lobby links the surrounding porches, courtyards, and public spaces, provides clear sight lines and intuitive wayfinding, ensuring every arrival feels natural and welcoming. The adjoining courtyard and outdoor plaza extends the library into the neighborhood, providing flexible, infrastructure-supported spaces for gathering, learning, and cultural expression.
Daylighting strategies throughout bring abundant natural light deep into the library, enhancing visual comfort while reducing reliance on artificial lighting. The building's material and color palette selection reinforces sustainability design while harmonizing with the Mojave landscape. Angular forms are carried consistently from the overall mass into architectural finishes, creating a cohesive design language that expresses movement, continuity, and identity.
Transformation, and every space was intentionally designed to activate the district's strategic vision of resilient operations, community anchoring, future-ready learning, and support for healthy, connected lives.
The library was designed to be both responsive and resilient. Modular furnishings and adaptive space enable each area to support multiple functions throughout the day. Sustainability and long-term resilience are integral to the design. From a high-performance thermal envelope and energy-efficient glazing to intelligent building management systems and the careful selection of sustainable materials, every aspect has been considered to minimize impact and support responsible resource conservation.
Here at the West Las Vegas Library, we embrace our role as a community anchor. Welcoming spaces, culturally rooted architecture, community-driven programs create a place where residents can gather, connect, and thrive.
Our experiential elements transform the library into a cultural landmark. The lobby hero wall stands a powerful tribute to the groundbreakers who shaped the historic West Side. The 3D printed mobile transforms the library's central volume into a dynamic, uplifting space where art and technology meet.
The historic timeline at the West Las Vegas Library is a signature experiential feature that guides patrons through the defining moments, movements, and milestones of the historic West Side. A dedicated, light-filled art gallery showcases rotating exhibits and interpretive installations weave through the building, celebrating the many cultures, stories, and creative traditions. A 1,000-square-foot LED messaging board functions as a powerful civic beacon, delivering real-time information on programs, activities, and cultural events, keeping the community informed, connected, and engaged.
Our focus on Future Ready is essential for the historic West Side because it delivers the tools, skills, and opportunities that have historically been out of reach by providing access to digital literacy, workforce development, creative technologies, and modern educational pathways. The West Las Vegas Library helps close long-standing equity gaps. Technology-enabled classrooms, innovation labs, and multimedia labs give residents access to the tools and skills required for a rapidly changing world. Every space is designed and built to support experimentation, creativity, and digital fluency.
It was important for the West Las Vegas Library, as the heartbeat of the community, to provide a home. The library is an environment that welcomes patrons through wellness, social connection, community support, and culture, built into everyday experiences. A 3,400 square foot event center provides a state-of-the-art venue for concerts, lectures, film screenings, and civic forums. The center hosts health fairs, job fairs, bringing essential resources directly into the heart of the historic West Side.
The new West Las Vegas Library is more than a civic project. It is the fulfillment of a long-awaited promise. It stands as a symbol of progress, identity, and opportunity, a place where the community can learn, gather, and create for generations to come.
As the video touched on, you really can't tell the story of the historic West Side without talking about the generations that faced segregation, inequities that limited access to education and opportunity. But what really makes the historic West Side extraordinary is how that community turned that hardship into strengths, breaking through barriers and creating a lasting cultural legacy, home to trailblazers, legendary artists, and civil rights leaders. It is our hope that the West Las Vegas Library can stand as a tribute to that resilience, celebrating the cultural treatments that continue to define the West Side today. There was no library services available to that historic West Side prior to 1970. That is when a group of West Side mothers organized, protested, and demanded equitable access to public services, an act that set the foundation for library services in the community. In 1973, we opened a 3,000 square foot library, one of the smallest full-service library branches ever in our history. And the D Street Library quickly became a virtual refuge for the children and family, but it never really was able to meet the scale of the community needs. In 1989, library services expanded to a 16,000 square foot building, offering a larger, more capable facility with dedicated spaces for children, teens, and community programs. At a time when few cultural institutions served the area, this branch quickly became a true neighborhood anchor. As communities' needs evolved over time, physical barriers, the site constraints limited our ability to keep up with the needed services. It represents the meaningful process that we wanted for the neighborhood, but it also underscores the persistent inequities in public investments across that same community. And that's the turning point for a new West Las Vegas Library came when the city of Las Vegas offered us a prominent site within Enterprise Park, a 75-acre revitalization district created to restore investment, cultural identity, and public amenities to the historic West Side. By placing the district, the library, at the heart of the civic redevelopment effort, the district knew that now we had the land, the visibility, and a shared civic vision required to build a library that finally would match the scale of the community needs. Now all we needed was an award-winning design, and that's when we brought in KME Architects.
I am grateful to KME Architects for the opportunity to stand here and present this project to you. I especially would like to thank Managing Principal Melvin Green, who is sitting in the audience today, for his mentorship and teachings, showing by example how rewarding and professionally fulfilling is to work for the communities that we live in. It has been an honor to work with the library From the very beginning, this has been a true team effort. We knew that listening to the voices of the historic West Side was more than just a step of the process. It was the very foundation and guidance behind every decision made. As a client, the library district was open to our suggestions and truly wanted to make this library a mirror to the community. Long before defining the architectural form, the team engaged in programming and extensive outreach, including community meetings, town halls, surveys, and even walking the neighborhood and local events to share our intentions for the new library. This process allowed us to identify within the library's core programs the needs and priorities for this community, including technology access, children's programs, job placement, group and individual study areas, maker spaces, and building programs that had flexible hour access in a place where we can all come together. This outreach guided us to create flexible spaces that can expand to become study environments, including digital and creation maker spaces. We wanted the children's area to have statement pieces that promote creativity and imagination. And access and capable of being run independently from the library, we place a community resource center to support workforce and social services. We place outdoor plaza and courtyards as central corridors and gathering spaces to serve as an expansion of the library's programming and event center. And the event center itself is the central to the community for civic venues, performances, forums, and celebrations. We place seating and study areas for individual and group learning nearby, natural lighting to promote focus, comfort, and accessibility. A business center was placed within the adult collection and computer lab to facilitate the entrepreneurship and new ventures. Lastly, we wanted to complement the porch architectural facade with an LED messaging board that serves as a real-time outreach tool to the community. Sustainability goals were central to the library district and the design team. We wanted to set an example for long-term efficiency, commitment to stewardship, and environmental quality. KME integrated high-performance lighting and mechanical systems, daylighting strategies, durable and sustainable supporting finishes, and together they reduce energy use, they lower operation costs, and create an overall healthier environment. The library's design approach aligns with the district goals as well as on a larger scale with the UN and IFLA's vision for libraries. This new West Las Vegas library provides equitable access to information, technology, and education. It promotes sustainable cities, quality education, universal access to social services, and entrepreneurial opportunities. It promotes inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning opportunities. It also reduces inequality and hunger issues and combats issues affecting the neighborhood, including low income and homelessness.
The programs at the West Las Vegas libraries are changing lives. We are finally able to offer our vision of a future-ready library by creating real lifelong learning opportunities. We prioritize early literacy, digital skills, STEAM education, cultural arts, workforce readiness, wellness, and personalized learning. These programs offer doors that were closed for far too long. They give residents the tools, the confidence, support to grow at every stage of life. Our Community Resource Center is one of the clearest examples of what future-ready learning looks like in action. It brings together literacy, digital skills, workforce support, and essential community services in one trusted place. In addition to housing our adult learning program, this resource center has a fully furnished office suites. This allows the district to respond to the evolving needs of the community by bringing in strategic partners into the space for as long as it is needed. From medical care to social services, through partners, we help close that long-standing gap. They bring stability, dignity, and an opportunity directly into the community. The opening of the new Las Vegas Library was more than a ribbon cutting. It was the fulfillment of a long-promised investment. It ignited an immediate wave of community energy, drawing thousands of residents. For the first time in decades, the community saw a civic space built for them and reflective of their history, their culture, and their future. Every performance has surpassed our expectations. Circulation has climbed 200 to 300%, with children's materials making up over half of those checkouts. Our gate count is up 105, reaching 170,000 visitors in just the first few months. Together, these results show a powerful truth. The West Las Vegas Library is not only being embraced, it's driving measurable community-wide impact. And we want to thank you. It has been an honor to talk about our project and the remarkable the historic West Side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John and Danitza. Sometimes it's hard to put your finger on what it is why we really love a library. And I think for us in this library, it was just, you feel the community's soul. You can feel them throughout the whole design of the library, and I really want to commend you for that. So now to shortlisted library number 4. It's a Xiong'an Library designed by Tianjin University General Institute of Architecture, Design and Planning, and it stands out as a major cultural landmark. The Xiong'an Library showcases how to use cultural institutions as a successful part of community development, with over 100,000 visits in the first months after opening, and developing services and programs to attract the growing community of the area. We were really impressed with the technical solutions and innovations throughout the library. Here in Korea and in China, it's really moving fast. The library is currently one of the most technologically advanced libraries in China, and is packed with next generation technology, making it a high-tech cultural destination. Xiong'an Library is presented here on stage through video and by presentation by Ms. Liu Shuyan, General Manager of Xiong'an Cultural and Sports Industry Development Company Limited. Please come on stage. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Xiong'an Library, warm greetings to you all. Now, I would like to introduce Xiong'an Library through a video first.
As wind brushes the waterfront, it turns the first page of this new city's cultural story. Reading weaves together memory, ideas, and imagination, endowing the city with enduring spiritual resonance as it strides into the future. Xiong'an Library stands at the core of the city. Rooted in the traditional Chinese three-part architectural composition, the library features a facade with an intelligent vertical louver system inspired by ancient bamboo slips, seamlessly integrating traditional cultural elements into modern architectural expression. With a total construction area of 68,000 square meters, the library spaces unfold floor by floor around the central atrium, illuminated by natural light streaming through the dome. Diverse functions, quiet reading, casual relaxation, and public exchange coexist harmoniously under one roof. The building integrates daylighting, natural ventilation, and low-carbon energy-saving technologies into its overall design. Beyond its grand spatial scale, it creates a transparent, open, and green building effect that blends harmoniously with nature. Guided by the philosophy of openness and sharing, the library caters to readers of all age groups. Visitors may read alone by the window or come with companions. Children explore the world through reading, while senior readers enjoy unhurried, comfortable moments here. The value of reading goes far beyond the pages of books and also serves as a medium for cultural exchange. Diverse ideas intersect and resonate here, steadily nurturing the city's humanistic spirit. The library is equipped with a comprehensive smart service system, including an automated book storage and sorting system, virtual interactive devices, AI digital librarians, and smart borrowing and delivery services. Deeply embedded in daily operations, these technologies make book retrieval, borrowing, and delivery more precise and efficient, extending the library's reach into a wider range of urban life scenarios. Step into the library, and the noise of the outside world fades away. Layered spaces unfold clearly amid light and shadow, inviting you to explore a world built on books, knowledge, and imagination. Next comes the children's interactive and reading area. Designed exclusively for young readers, it is filled with picture books and interactive reading materials, serving as a window for children to discover the world and spark their curiosity. This is the accessible reading room, equipped with Braille books to help visually impaired readers access text and knowledge with ease. Book delivery robots allow seniors and readers with limited mobility to get the books they want simply by scanning a code. Moving on, we arrive at the general reading area, where a broad selection of award-winning works from the Nobel Prize in Literature to other major national and international honors is on display. The collection strikes a fine balance across disciplines and embraces a rich diversity of genres. Next to it lies the cafe area and window-side seating. Readers may pause here to relax with a view of the outdoors and slow down the pace of their reading. Entering the core area of the third floor, you will first see the open atrium public space. This versatile venue hosts a variety of events such as cultural salons and themed sharing sessions, while also serving as a casual reading space for daily use. Above it, a 45-meter steel-structured skylight spans, through which natural light pours evenly from above, creating the spatial conception of the light of knowledge. Further ahead is the reading space on the third floor. Readers can access a variety of large AI models, search the library catalog and massive digital resources to quickly obtain information and find clear reference materials for study and research. This social sciences reading area, one of the themed reading sections in this zone. Inside, smart bookshelves and a 3D retrieval system pinpoint the exact location of every volume. Readers simply follow the guidance to swiftly find the books their hearts desire. Pass through the reading and communication area, and you will reach the Sky Garden. From here, you can overlook the cityscape of Xuannu area. Reading goes far beyond the moment. It leads us toward an even broader future.
Not long ago, on a weekday afternoon, I saw one of our autonomous book shuttles moving through the Xiong'an AI Industrial Park. A young engineer who had relocated from Beijing to contribute to the development of Xiong'an was picking up books he had reserved. With a smile, he told me the service let him grab books during a walk break. No special trip needed. Then he shared something that stayed with me. At that very moment, 3 generations of his family was using the library, each in their own way. His elderly parents were in our senior-friendly reading area, using smart terminals to browse catalog, while robots brought books read to them. His young child was in a picture book session in children's reading area. 3 generations, one family, all under one roof, in a city still being built. I share this story not because it is extraordinary, but because it is so commonplace in Xiong'an. Things like this happen every day. Behind them is what makes our library unique. We serve a city still growing, still evolving, still finding its future. Xiong'an is a new city under construction in China. People came from the country come here to build new lives. Xiong'an Library was among the first public cultural institutions to open in the Xiong'an startup area. We believe a city of the future needs more than concrete and steel. It needs culture. That is why we opened our doors before the city itself had fully taken shape. First, what does it mean for a library to open so early in a city's life? Most libraries serve settled communities, cities that are complete with populations that are stable and needs that are well understood. Xiong'an is different. The city is still being built. New residents arrive every day. Rather than waiting for the needs to appear, we choose to build culture life from the start. through programs and inclusive service, building above all a sense of belonging. We want our library to be not just a place to read, but a shared home for everyone growing with the city. In our first 9 months, we welcomed over 1 million visitors and hosted more than 200 events. But behind those numbers is something deeper, a growing bond between this young city and its people. We are not just serving a community, we are helping to shape its cultural identity alongside the people who call Xiong'an home. Second, we strive to be a home away from home for everyone who settles here. Early each morning, entrepreneurs arrive with laptops to work on business plan before our floor-to-ceiling windows. After work, young construction workers come for public lectures. Elderly residents who moved here to be near their children spend hours reading newspapers, practicing calligraphy, and make friends through cultural workshops. On average, each visitor stays over 2 hours. Many stay all day. People of all ages and backgrounds gather under one roof, and each find a space that feels like their own. In cities of newcomers, the sense of belonging matters more than ever. Third, we are committed to removing barriers to knowledge. Technology should be a bridge, not a wall. Our fully automated book return system minimizes waiting times. Books are intelligently sorted and transported to their shelves through international checks. Smart terminals let visitors request help with a single tap. Robotic librarians deliver books directly to reading desk, making things easy for our senior partners. Children explore immersive theaters where they discover geological evolution and human civilization. Every piece of technology at Xiong'an Library follows one principle: not to show off, but to remove barriers, so that knowledge is within everyone's research. Our vision is simple: to build a library that grows with the city and earns the trust of every resident. Ladies and gentlemen, decades from now, when Xiong'an has become a surviving city, people may still remember that in its earliest days, there was a library whose lights stay on, welcoming every newcomer who came to build a life here. A library works hand in hand with the city as it grows. The story of Xiong'an Library is above all a shared story, written together by this new city and its people. We thank IFLA for the opportunity to share our experience and the library professionals worldwide for your inspiration and support. We will keep exploring new possibilities for public libraries to enrich cities through knowledge and warm hearts through reading. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Liu Xuyan, for your really nice presentation on Xiong'an Library. Could you please give a hand to all the shortlisted libraries? They are role models, and you should all be inspired by them. And if you ever get the chance to build a library, please look to these libraries. Now I'd like to invite Kim Jardine and Sarah Philpott from our prize sponsor, James Bennett, on stage. James Bennett is a very valued partner in the work behind the Public Library of the Year Award. Welcome to you both.
G'day everybody, my name is Kim Jardine, General Manager at James Bennett. As an Australian business, James Bennett honours the Gurungai people and the traditional First Nations custodians of the land that James Bennett works on and trades from. We pay our tributes and respects to elders past, present and emerging. Can you play the slide?
Please run the video.
Firstly, wow, those are 4 fantastic libraries there. And we congratulate all 4 of you for being recognized. It is such an achievement that you and your design teams have put together. You know, congratulations. Personally, I'm glad I'm not on that judging committee, but yeah, fantastic work.
For more than 60 years, James Bennett has worked alongside libraries, and as they have evolved, so have we. And with a focus on innovation, we have always strived to provide the right support and the right solutions at the right time. IFLA and, is it, where did you, this morning, Leslie WLIC, you called it? The World Library and Information, you had you shortened it. WLIC.
Yeah, WLIC.
WLIC. IFLA and WLIC are central to our ability to do this, providing a space in which to support conversations with colleagues from around the world, where we can share ideas, learn from each other, and be inspired.
So we're just going to give you a quick run through of what a book goes through our facility and that finds its way to the various libraries around the world. It's a quick tour through. It's this that makes it so important for us that we cannot but have to support IFLA and the World Public Library of the Year. And that's why it's important to us. We want to celebrate with you and libraries around the world.
And now let's move on, shall we? This is the time we've all been waiting for. Now you've seen all 4 libraries. And I know someone is waving an envelope down there. Yeah. So take a moment to think for yourself, which library do you like the most? And then you can come afterwards and tell us all, and all of the jury, that we were wrong. We do get that some years. So I'd like to welcome on stage IFLA President Leslie Weir and IFLA Secretary General Sharon Memis, here to announce this year's winner. Welcome to both of you.
Wow. Have you ever seen 4 such fabulous libraries? It was amazing to watch the videos and to hear from the champions of each one of the shortlisted libraries for the IFLA James Bennett Public Library of the Year Award for 2026, which is going to happen right here, right now, on this stage in Busan. They really are quite incredible libraries, and you can see how each one of them is really part of its community. And they're each unique in their own ways. They all aim to make a difference in their local communities. And I think the presentations really, really demonstrated how they've all developed and built exciting, innovative public library spaces that will foster a love of reading, of play, of innovation, and co-creation. It has been incredibly inspiring for an experience to see these 4 libraries, each with distinct ideas and very different approaches, but they all make up a great library. So whether it's a placemaker for a brand new area, as a forward-thinking community hub with all kinds of activities, or as an innovative demonstration of how an old building structure can be given new lives as vibrant and welcoming libraries, each one of these libraries sets the bar very high. In my opinion, each and every one of these libraries is a winner, a true winner, and they are inspiring in terms of the role models that they set for those of us who are thinking about building libraries in the future in our own communities. Now, the moment has come, and Madam Secretary General is going to open the envelope and make the big announcement. Over to you, Sharon.
Thank you, Leslie. But I'm going to be like on the Oscars and stretch the tension just a moment longer. My privilege. I mean, agree, they're all just amazing. And we were trying to say, which one do you think it's going to be? And we say, can't really tell. But I also want to just take this moment to thank James Bennett, because I know every time we talk about you, we just say, oh, they're so wonderful to work with. They're so fantastic. So I really want to thank you for that. And, you know, it is so important to be supporting, investing in libraries. And it's the enthusiasm, the support. It's not just a sponsor. It is, I mean, you love it, and it's fabulous. So thank you. We love working with you, and thank you. And wonderfully moderated, if I may say. So I think I've stretched the tension enough. So I will now open this envelope and let's hope they put the right one in. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Oh, the winner is Mesa Gateway Library. Woo!
Please come on stage.
Wow. Aaron and Jesse, can you please come up here too? We have a couple staff members here who've come along, and Aaron is the manager of the Gateway Library, so definitely needs to be a part of this. She served as the project manager and is so responsible for so many of the wonderful things that you see, and Jesse oversees our branches. So thank you. You know, when we all start out in libraries, I don't know if we envision getting to ever be a part of something like this, such an incredible honor. I know for myself, for as long as I worked in libraries, that I have found inspiration from the Public Library of the Year award winners that have come before us, and to be included with such outstanding libraries that serve as refuges and places for people to feel safe and hope and excited about their future. It is such an honor, and we're thrilled to be able to shine a spotlight on the great things happening in Mesa. And thank you so much. We're just so excited.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's such an honor to win this award, and it's even more impactful that it's my hometown. So thank you so much.
Thank you, James Bennett and IFLA.